We are in the new 992 GTS. Now, I will say this is the last generation of 911 Targa, as far as we know, that has a manual transmission. So this thing has a 7-speed manual. This has the 3-liter flat 6, makes about 473 horsepower, 420 foot-pounds of torque, a wonderful power plant, a wonderful 7-speed transmission. Yeah, just fantastic. From hello, you're gonna love it. We're in the safest spot here that I know to do a run out. There's no driveways, we got farms on both sides, and we've got plenty of stopping distance. So this is the safest spot that I know. Don't do this at home, but I wanna give you just a little bit of the performance in this car, because the reality is this car is so powerful and so capable. This is the only part of the entire review where I'm gonna be able to even go full throttle. Because on the street, where are you gonna use 470 horsepower? Unless you just want to go to jail, guys. So here we go. It's not broken in, so we're just gonna take it. We're gonna go second gear pull. Ready? That's full throttle, second gear. And there you go. Perfect. I don't know if you need to go any faster than that on the street. That's a full second, full third. Plenty of power, guys. More than enough than you're ever gonna need, okay? So a wonderful, wonderful driving experience in a car you can daily, but at the same time, if you wanted to go to the track, if you wanted to have a lot of fun with your guy friends on a rally or something, you've got all the power in the world to keep up with them and just have a really good time. These things are just such great cars. There's absolutely no negative to the driving experience. Hope you enjoy the full review. All right, guys, welcome back to the HQ. We are talking about this beautiful car right here. First of all, I want to welcome Ted. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you. Great to be here.
So good to meet you, my man.
Great to see you.
Thanks for spending some time with us. So,
yeah, thanks, Adam.
Let's talk about your beautiful car here.
Thank you.
Where shall we begin? You want to talk about maybe how you got the car and a little bit of your thoughts on the GTS lineup?
Oh, sure. Yeah, I bought the car at Porsche of Nashville. This was a car that I had wanted in terms of the Targa for exactly 40 years. When I was 16 years old, I said, I really, really love this car. This is more car than I thought I would ever be able to have and own. And I think it's probably a very significant milestone in my life to actually be the proud owner of this vehicle.
Well, it is a vehicle to be proud to own for sure. This is a special car. What was it like getting the allocation at Porsche of Nashville and just, dealing with those guys and all that? I'd love to hear about
that. Sure. So, my experience with Porsche of Nashville was really very positive. The Targa is one of the hardest cars to get the allocation for. And, I'd already had a Boxster that I loved that I bought in 2020, had a used Macan that I loved. So I knew the brand well. Right. I'd been researching and doing a lot, configuring and building the car over and over, but I said, 2021, I'm very interested. I'm going to go to Porsche of Nashville, which I did, and I said, I really want the Targa. And they said, fantastic, we can put you in the lineup to get a Targa. You're number 4 on the list. Right. And I said, great, I'm number 4. About how long might that be? And they said, about 3 or 4 years.
3 or 4 years.
It was a big commitment, but I was ready, willing, and able to do it.
Wow, 3 or 4 years. Jeez, that's a wild.
It's a long way.
Yeah, and meanwhile, the MSRP went up every year, right?
It went up every year. Now, one of the things I did, which is probably very prudent in retrospect, I had the money in hand to buy it outright. And I said, what do I do over a lengthy time of 3 or 4 years? If I put the money in the bank, I know I'm going to take a massive hit on just inflation. So sure. I took a risk. I threw it in the S&P 500, S&P popped. And so what this car was originally spec'd to be was a 4S. Yep. And with the added growth of that money, even net after tax, it became a GTS, which is why in the back, I actually pay homage to the 4S. If you can see the slats, As a 4S, instead of all black on the slats, they would be silver. So I've done the GTS, paying homage to that. And then to complement the silver, I made sure I had silver on the tailpipe. It's a beautiful back end.
She's an ass man, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Dang,
that's right.
It's such a good. I love the way they redesign these 992 generation cars.
They're really cool.
With this, like, guys, specifically, you know, my RS has this too. Like, I love the 3D Porsche lettering and that straight through light. It's such a unique signature look. You're seeing a lot of car manufacturers do this. Like, even the new Model Y has that straight.
It's beautiful, and you know, they did it so successfully with a Boxster, and it was hard to believe that they were able to do that because the prior gen of 2018 was so beautiful, and yet they lifted it. Now, one of the things you do not see, no model number on the back. And I like the really clean look,
didn't you?
But you know, I think most reviewers will probably realize that. But the Easter egg of the 992 is actually in the grille. 9 slats here, 9 slats here, 2 slats here, 992. And also,
I did not actually know that.
And also, you also get 911, 992, 911.
No kidding.
So it's encoded in the configuration, so it's easy to justify the delete of the model number.
Wow, you just enlightened me. You're the first person that I've ever heard say that.
Yeah, a lot of deep research.
Cool. Wow, 992, 9 slats, 2 in the middle. And this is really cool how they did that, guys, with the integrated light. I really like that.
Yeah, and this one, because of the GTS, they've taken the red out, so it's the clear light in the back.
Well, I gotta say, from the back here, there ain't nothing negative. Now, if you want upgrades, is there any upgrades that we should call out here? So correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah. This is actually an upgrade, right? Getting these painted.
This is an upgrade where they've done paint to the body color. That's an upgrade.
Sport exhaust was.
Yes, this is sport exhaust that comes with the GTS trim. So it's actually nice. When I started with the 4S, there was a massive amount of upgrades that I was doing. It was beautiful to have those upgrades I was doing actually packaged as part of the kit for the GTS.
Got it.
So that was a really nice feature of it.
And the color's an upgrade. This is GT Silver.
GT Silver, which is actually one of the colors you can select.
It's a premium color, though,
Yep,
correct?
it is a premium color for sure.
Not like white, Carrera white would be standard, right?
Right, Carrera white and the black would be standard. I think a Guards red may or may not be. You may know that better than I.
I think Guards red's an included color on the GTS models. But yeah, GT Silver, Vanadium Gray, those colors are premium colors.
Yep.
Now, you did get the design PDLS Plus Matrix headlights.
I did.
These are really cool headlights, guys. Take a look at that. Isn't that neat how they have this like little kind of, I don't even know how to describe it, but it's like a pattern of light at the bottom there. They say, you know, the Matrix headlights here, and then these actually will move.
They do track.
Night.
They do track, yes.
Very cool.
Yeah, and it's really cool. One of the features too, if you've got your high beams on, it will subtract where there's a car in front of you, so you don't blind the driver on the oncoming. It's cool technology they've got in here.
You're seeing that. Even my Tesla now has that, but like it's on this type of car, it's pretty rare, and it's a really nice feature too because it's safer.
That's right.
You know, these lights are bright, so it's nice when you're not blinding people. Now, also on this 992 generation here, you can see they still have these lights. And that's gone away with the new generation with these giant kind of integrated lights. Now they're integrated into the turn signals, and they have these giant like air slats.
Yes.
I don't personally like them as much. I'm actually going to review one of those next week or the week after. We're reviewing the new GTS with the hybrid turbo, but those have those air slats. Personally, I like this look better.
I like it. When you come down the street at night, you can definitely tell it's a Porsche just because you see it. You get the spherical light, the X frame, and then this, and says that's definitively a Porsche. I just like it.
It's just classically styled the way this looks, right? You know, when you get into all these air slats, while it might be good for efficiency or it might be good for aerodynamics, et cetera, which I'm sure it is because it's Porsche, it just doesn't look as classic. You know?
Correct.
It looks a little more boy racer to me, you know?
Yes.
When you see the new ones,
That's right. I really love this classic look of the Bordeaux red and then the black. The reason I like it paired with the GT Silver, it's the classic colors of the German race cars. So if you think, you know, Porsche, you think of their, you know, one of the quintessential eras, think of them racing at Le Mans, think about the 550, the 718. Those were GT Silver on the outside and red leather on the inside. Ergo, the design for this spec. That was the inspiration.
It's really nice in here, guys. Porsche makes some of the nicer interiors. I mean, you have multiple combination of different, like this is a nice kind of metal plastic feeling, but it just gives you a whole different texture leather virtually everywhere, covering every part of the door. Now this does have the upgraded premium package, the upgraded leather package. So this literally has every part of the car done here in leather, including right here, which is your side sills. I don't think the seats are leather backed, right?
They are not leather backed.
You could have done that option. That's
Absolutely
the only one that you didn't do, but everything else, I mean, even back here, I mean, look at it, guys. It's all leather. Right, all the back seats here, and you know, if you want to torture some kids, you know, or some adults, you could, but it's practical, right? I mean, you know, everybody's making a big deal about getting the back seats in the new touring or GT3 cars. It's like, well, this car's had it, you know.
Here's one thing that, or a couple of things too, that are really particular. This piece right here, in order to get this in leather that matches the rest, this is actually an option. It's about $350. It's a subtle option. It's really easy to miss.
That's your cup holder too,
That's
right?
the cup holder. When you're speccing the cup holder, make sure you get the cup holder in leather. The other thing that I really like, this piece right here, you have many different options for what you wish this frame to be.
Yeah.
I really enjoy the leather frame as an insert. And the nice thing is, it's flush. It's one of the things you get that's the most flush for this piece.
And you don't have that nasty piano black that gets fingerprints everywhere.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Exactly.
Now, you could have got that in carbon fiber. You
Absolutely.
could have got that in carbon fiber.
Yes.
And then I also think they make like a brushed aluminum trim.
They do. Very popular in brushed aluminum, the most popular in the GTS.
Okay.
It's a beautiful trim.
Yeah. And then you did get the leather wrap steering wheel as well.
Yes.
Versus the Alcantara. And instead of going like, because they call it, what do they call it? They call it not Alcantara on
Race Tex.
Race Tex, yeah. So this would have come stock with Race Tex, but you opted for the classiness of the leather.
That's what I was going for.
And you paid a bit of a premium.
I did.
Yeah. Well, there's no doubt about it, man. I mean, when you get in this car, it feels like a very high-end luxury car. I mean, every surface you interact with feels great.
I do. One other thing this has as part of the performance package, it does have a lighting feature. A little bit of a surprise for me. I'm more of a performance guy, so to have that little bit of a luxury, it took me away. And when we were discerning what color do we want, I said, let's do it in red. I figured that's the one. It's probably the best color. I figured I was trying to minimize the impact of that. As soon as night fell that evening, I absolutely loved how the interior lit up in red. It was beautiful.
I never noticed.
So the 911s,
it's red down here.
It is, and historically 911s have not had enough light inside the car, and they've solved that.
Where is it? Just here?
It's here, and then it comes in here, so you get a little bit of a light, and it's really ambiently beautiful. Well, they fold down if you wanted to put your luggage in it, but you don't really get
rear pass-through.
There's no rear pass-through, no.
And frankly, there is nothing storage-wise back here at all.
There's nothing.
Yeah, it's all for the Targa, it's all for the trunk, but you do get a front trunk. So let's show the folks that.
Yeah, sure.
So front trunk-wise, this makes this car quite practical.
Yeah, I can put a travel-on suitcase here, and I can put carry-ons on top of it. So yes, very practical in that sense.
Very usable car. You know, and then a part of these, I mean, if you get the new 3RS, you don't get a front trunk.
That's right.
And
That's
you
right.
get the new ZR1, you don't get a front trunk.
This is true.
Be mindful, guys, if you actually want to take your car and get some groceries or have an overnight trip or a little rally, it's really nice to have, just going to be honest. Targa, you know, this is, I think, one of the biggest party tricks in the game. In fact, I'm going to show you right now how it opens and closes. All right, guys, if you're in the Targa and you want to do the top, it's this button right here. And this is what it looks like from your internal point of view, which is pretty darn impressive, not going to lie. That is a really cool piece of engineering, maybe one of the best party tricks in the convertible game. And there you go, and it says Targa roof open. And that's it. You do have to have the car on, mind you. You can't just have it on the on position.
And stopped.
Stopped and on. And if you do, as we found out earlier, if you do even go a little bit, it will kill. It'll kill the sequence. Okay, so there you go. So first of all, guys, when you sit in this new generation 911, first of all, you recognize from hello, it's a luxury car, especially with all this upgraded leather and premium package that it has. I love that you still have the analog tack in the middle here, but yet you have a lot of TFT and screens both on the left and the right and the center. So it still comes across as a very modern car. However, Porsche gives you the perfect amount of buttons. What I mean by that is you have a button to do your front lift, your exhaust, your sport mode and your traction control, but you also have a button to adjust your sound system and your everyday common HVAC controls. Not to mention you have a button to do your heated and cooled seats, your parking brake, and of course your Targa top. Perfect amount of buttons. And then if that wasn't enough, you also have buttons to control and talk to the car, adjust your volume, and your drive mode selector here is fantastically placed. It is not overwhelming in the buttons. It's not overwhelming with the screens. In fact, in a lot of ways, I feel like they kind of just nailed it.
I do too. I think it's very practical. Everything is where you want it to be. I love the tactile sensation of these buttons.
Guys, these feel so good. Like, I'm not kidding. This is the best feeling button in the history of buttons. Yeah. Like, they even have, I don't know if you could see, let me zoom in a little bit for you. Like, they even have like this like very textured feeling here. And if you've never interacted with one of these Porsche buttons, you're missing out. I mean, they really feel great. And I love that yours doesn't have the electric razor. So getting the manual is a game changer because the electric razor, frankly, isn't very interactive. Like I miss on the old ones where you could shift with the middle. That was fun with the PDK. With these new ones, the only ones you could shift is right here. Okay, and the paddles, frankly, kind of stink from the factory. But you did get the Sport Chrono package as well, which is a really fun feature. If you guys don't know, it can keep track of lap times, and it's really just a nice upgrade to get. I recommend everybody do it. And then, why don't you talk a little bit about this? Like, what have you learned so far as far as the infotainment?
What I've learned from the infotainment, Porsche does have their own infotainment, but the best thing going on here is the Apple CarPlay. So I get my music. I get, one of the things I do from a navigational perspective, I always drive with Waze. And everything I can have always comes via the Apple CarPlay. So that's my go-to button, and I'm really happy with it.
So does it automatically connect? You don't have to do
it. It does. It automatically connects once you've paired your phone, which is a pretty easy process to do. It'll automatically connect.
Is there anything else you're using? Like obviously you're not using the standard navigation that's built in, but is there anything else you kind of appreciate?
Here's the cool thing. Here's what I don't use. I don't actively press the front axle lift because the Porsche has a GPS unit and the computer remembers. Oh, nice. So when I get to my driveway, it automatically lifts the front axle because it remembers I've pressed that button before.
What a lovely feature.
I think that's the coolest feature.
Yeah, that is nice because it is kind of a pain. Sometimes you forget, right? And then you'll scrape your car. Ask me how I know.
Right.
I will say, though, the responsiveness of this, it's very, very fast, guys. It's very modern. It's really a nice, everything's just great. I mean, you paying a lot of money, but you're getting something for your money, and that's really the key. But my number one call out with the interior is just the way everything feels in this car. Like everything just feels so quality. Everything has a click. Everything has a texture. Everything you can see here. You can adjust your different menus. You could change up different things. It's really kind of cool. Look at that. I didn't even know you could do that. That's really cool.
Yeah, and I think that's so fun because not only do you get the analog, but then you've got the digitized pairing with the analog. It makes me laugh when I see it.
Yeah, it's again, if you're looking for the old school experience, don't buy this car because it is a little bit of technology, right? Yeah. It's if you're like, I just want the analog car, go buy 993 or 997 at most. But in general, I mean, this car definitely I think is a good combination of modern and new, as you can see the startup screen here. But at the same time, it's still got some old school flair, right?
Yes,
with the buttons and with the gauges. I mean, the new one's all screen.
New one's all screen.
They've completely gotten rid of anything that was analog, which is kind of suck. Now you don't have to input the key here as well, if you guys don't know that. And this is also lit up, which is kind of cool. So this is the only way you interact with the car as far as turning it on and turning it off. I actually don't hate that. You still get the physical feeling of turning it on, but you don't have to deal with the darn key.
Correct.
I actually kind of wish my RS was like that because, sometimes I don't want to get the key out of my pocket, especially when I'm already in the bucket seat. Right. Because it's a little bit of a pain. You got to kind of contort yourself to get the key out on certain pairs of jeans, right? It's a little tricky. Sometimes I got to get out of the car to get the key if I have tight enough jeans on. So, negatives on this car, I honestly can't think of any off the top of my head. What would you say?
I'd be hard pressed to say, what would the negative be? It's hard to say. I love everything about it.
Yeah, I mean, you haven't had any issues.
No issues. No. Right.
Yeah. No, I mean, I think these things are bulletproof. I I would be shocked if you had a problem with that 3-liter engine. I haven't heard any negatives.
Beautiful sound. I love the turbo whistle when it kicks in.
Yep.
It's just really nice, spirited, ready to go.
And the sound system is Bose. Is this the premium sound system you can get, or did they? This is the top of the spec, I think.
There's one more, the Burnmeister, that you can get above the Bose. The Bose is phenomenal. So my ear would not hear the difference between the two stereos.
And frankly, with the Targa top, I mean,
correct.
If you didn't know, guys, when you have the Targa top, it does have this little air dam up here. I will say you do get a little bit of buffeting and a little bit of wind noise. So if you're buying the car to drive with the top down all the time, you got to kind of know what you're getting into.
Yeah.
You know.
And the caveat to that is what's the position of your windows? So when I drive top down, I have windows down, and that'll do major improvement to mitigate any wind buffeting.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, the windows up hurt a bit more.
Yeah.
I don't know, but again, is it a game? Is it a deal breaker? No. And having the Targa is so cool.
It's very cool.
You know, it's very cool. Talk about a party trick, right? When you're at the car shows, man, that'll pull a crowd every time.
I would have loved to have been in the boardroom at Porsche when they came up with how they were going to do the origami top removal. Yeah. That would have been a fun conversation.
I really think it's probably like the most complicated mechanical movement in the game.
I do.
I don't think there's anything that's that complicated. It's like 4 or 5 different things going on. To make that roof close. Very cool. All right, guys, we are in the 992 GTS Targa. This is the first time I've driven this car, and you're going to see it along with me. I will say this is a 7-speed manual car. This is going to be a very ginger drive. I don't think we'll get beyond 510 today. This car is actually not officially broken in yet. What is the break-in period on this one, Ted?
It is, I would say 600 miles, maybe 612.
You know, the RS I have is 1,000, so some of them are getting up there these days. They don't want you to go to the 9K. It doesn't void the warranty, they said, if you do, but yeah, it's very easy car to drive, I will say, from the manual perspective. The clutch is heavy, but it's pretty forgiving. The clutch bite point's very easy to get used to. The way everything just feels in your hand, it's quality, guys. The leather in the steering feels very nice. It's the perfect size steering wheel. The shifter, when you manipulate it, it just feels really good. You know, there's no slush to it. Everything is purposeful. The brakes are progressive and very bitey right there. Just feels like a well-built sports car. Maybe one of the best feeling cars from Hello in the world. There's just something about Porsche. It's quality. And I'm sure you would agree.
Oh, I would absolutely agree. I mean, it's one of the reasons I found the brand so appealing in this particular car. Yeah. Just delightful.
And, you know, I could talk about it, but the God's honest truth is you're going to have to review one of these yourself, you know? If you can have a friend to let you demonstrate or drive his GTS, you're just going to know from Hello. I mean, especially if you're a real driver, you know, because if you've driven a number of manuals, this one's going to be right up there with the best. You know, and I've driven I think the best manuals are like S2000s, the Miata, some of the more inexpensive cars, but I've driven some also high-end manuals, and this one's right up there. It just works. And it's very forgiving and easy. You can see there dropping it in second gear, no drama, doesn't require any fuel. Has a lot of technology that'll help you from, you know, hill descent. So if you're on a hill, it won't let you rock back. Well, you do get some wind buffeting sitting this high.
A little bit. If you want to minimize that, you can drop the windows.
Really? Okay. I think we're gonna have to put the roof up.
We might.
Dang it. I was gonna try to shoot this with the roof down, but being this high, I can hear the wind buffeting on my head.
Yes.
This is interesting. Okay. Well, is it?
Yeah, we can get them back up. Shall I?
Yeah, go ahead. Or do you have to be stopped?
You have to be stopped. And yeah, there we go. Have to be at a full stop for that roof, 19 seconds, and it'll be up. Yeah, so the wind buffeting with the windows down, no buffeting. With the windows up, you'll get that little bit of buffeting. But I'm a convertible top-down guy.
Oh, well,
we're not quite finished with the sequence. It'll
Does it still go?
Yeah.
Okay.
It'll finish when the windows are fully up, and it is now finished.
Cool. Well, there you go. Now this car feels like a coupe, which is nice. I will tell you guys, the torque in this car is a game changer from the previous generation GTS. These have 3-liter turbochargers, about 420 horsepower, or excuse me, 420 foot-pounds of torque, and 470, I think, 3 horsepower?
473, that's
yeah,
right.
so they're really punchy. And you feel that torque from immediate gas engagement from everything above 1,800 RPMs, which is basically all the time. And it's just wonderful. These things are so much more peppy than the previous GTSs that I've reviewed. In a fairly large way, guys. I'm not gonna lie. Like, these are a lot faster feeling than the previous generation, which had a 3.8 liter, and it was naturally aspirated. So, you know, a completely different kind of take on the technology of the engine. I mean, they're both flat 6s, but just definitely different. Now, this is a still in the middle of nowhere road, but I wanted to just kind of go down and do a little bit of a spirited drive. Oh. So I just demonstrated there, I just stalled it, but it kicked the engine back on. So like I said, this is one of the most easy to drive manuals that you're gonna have. I mean, it won't even allow you to stall it. It'll just kick it right back on, which is really a nice thing. So you could daily drive this all the time if you wanted to, even being a manual. I think you'd agree. It's really easy to live with. The car is very quiet overall. I mean, we've got sport exhaust on, but inside the car, it's not that loud. And I would say that's probably a good thing if you're gonna daily the car. You can hear the turbo a little bit. You hear that, guys? Just a little bit. It's not too crazy. Oh, it's just a nice car. It feels great, you know, on these back roads. It doesn't beat you up. The suspension's tuned. Now you could turn on the PASM suspension. You could crank it up to 9, which does have that mode. But yeah, it feels very nice. It does have rev match as well, which I'll demonstrate here in a second. Rev match is on, right?
Yes.
Being in sport mode.
Yes.
Okay. Although I don't really need to go down to second for this particular turn. I will say the car doesn't feel light. You know, with the Targa package, it is a little bit heavier. And these cars have gotten bigger and bigger over the years, so you do feel some of the weight, but you have more torque and you have more power now to make up for that. So in the end of the day, like, it still feels like a real sports car. But you do feel the weight in the turns, I think you'd admit, right?
Oh, I absolutely do.
Yeah.
So, you know, your curb weight on it, so over 3,600 pounds.
Yeah.
So it's hefty, but it's to your point, it's well powered.
It is. I mean, with the torque, guys, you don't have to bang it off the rev limiter. In fact, you don't even have to get close to the rev limiter on this car. It really allows you to pull out of every turn, and it goes. I mean, you feel it, right? You don't have to carry the revs. Now, that's a big distinction between the previous generations. If I was coming out of these turns at 3,000 RPMs, I'd have no power, right? I would have no fun, basically. But with the new turbocharger technology, it is very different. You have a ton of great usable power everywhere. And I will tell you, with the new hybrid GTS, which I actually have driven, that car is a next level. Now, with that car, though, you don't get a manual. Now, I don't know about Ted, but I would rather have the manual.
I would absolutely rather have the manual.
I would rather have the manual, and I would rather have the engine that they currently have in this car. Now, don't get me wrong, the new technology, it is wonderful. That car is another level of performance. It really does feel like a Turbo S from this generation, but no manual. And don't get me wrong, the PDK is amazing, but rowing the gears here, there's just no replacement for that. It feels so organic and such a lovely driving experience, such a great manual shift. It feels so quality. once Ted kind of breaks this car in a little bit more, the suspension, the clutch, the engine, everything will kind of open up. It'll just get a little bit better, a little bit easier to drive. And I mean, 600 miles, like, you know, you really haven't.
Right off the showroom floor.
Exactly,
basically.
literally. And you can feel it in the clutch. You know? I mean, I'm dropping it at second, and it's like, yeah, it's ready. The rev match it's like a cheat code, guys. It's so easy to drive, and I'm just taking it gingerly. I could have taken that turn at 3,000-4,000 RPMs faster. You know that they over-engineered it. You know.
Yes.
These cars never overheat.
Yeah.
You know, they rarely break down.
Yeah.
I've gone out with guys on the racetrack time and time again in their 911s. And, yeah, they drive them home.
Yeah, they're durable.
As long as they don't crash them,
they're durable.
they just work.
That's exactly right.
You know, and they, like you said, they have low cost of maintenance.
Yeah.
I mean, their maintenance isn't cheap if you go to Porsche.
Yep.
Not cheap.
Yep.
So you are going to have that every year, but there's not like a big service or, an engine out that they require.
Correct.
Or anything like that. Now, grant you, most of these cars these days don't have engine out services, but you get an old Ferrari or something, or even an old NSX. Things like that. They do sometimes require engine out services.
Oh, yeah, that's big.
I'm gonna go ahead and let this guy go.
Yeah, sure.
Just where he drops a rock. Just what we want, right?
All right.
Brand new car. So I wish there was a negative that I could come up with, but I can't. I mean, they really nailed this generation. Some people say, well, I don't want to have a 3-liter, or they don't sound good. And in fairness, the 3.8 liter from the previous generation maybe sounded a little bit better. But I think if you drove this one and then the old one, you'd buy this one all day, every day. Because the performance difference is really night and day. I mean, it's a lot more performance in this generation. And why anybody would want a Turbo S, as far as the extra performance, I just don't think you need it. It was a big deal back in the day when you got a Turbo S and it was the only car that had a turbo. But now that they put the 3-liter in the S and the GTS and, not the GT3, mind you, but in most of the cars, you get this kind of torque and you get this kind of performance now all the time. So this is this, quote, sweet spot, but it is a sweet spot for a reason. I mean, Ted, do you think anybody needs more power than this?
Oh, I think this is absolutely wonderful.
Yeah, it's peppy. Don't get me wrong. I mean, the 0 to 60 times are in the 3s. I mean, it's like, and you're talking about a car that will go 200 miles an hour. It's like, you're not even going to do that on the street, very rarely. And you've got more than enough power to run on every track in America. So, yeah, I mean, as far as that. And again, the neat part about it is, you could shift down here. You can go into 6th gear. Now you're revving under 2,000 RPMs. You're getting pretty darn good fuel economy.
Yep.
What kind of fuel economy are you getting this thing?
That's a great point. I think it gets 23 miles per gallon.
23?
Yeah.
Dang, that's good. I mean, yeah, it runs on premium, but still, 23 miles a gallon for a car that is capable. It's wonderful technology. And now it's quiet. I'll shut up for a second. Very little road noise. You're driving a sports car, but it's not, again, if you're on the highway doing 70, 80 for a few hours, the seat is so comfortable. These 18 ways are amazing. They really are. You could have gotten buckets, but I think you would have. I think you made the right choice.
These seats really comfortable. Buckets for the GT4 RS for sure, but
yeah,
love these seats.
There you go, guys. If you get an RS car, I would encourage you, if you can fit in them and you can get over getting in and out, I would go with those seats in an RS product specifically. But for a Targa or a main GTS, I think you go with the 18 ways. I really do. They're just so comfortable.
Yeah.
And they're heated and they're cooled and they're luxury.
Yeah, they are.
They're really a comfortable seat.
Well, that's it for my wife. She loves the heated seats, so that was a big seller for her. I love the AC seat.
I like the AC seat for sure. In Tennessee here, guys, we have some really, really hot summers. And yeah, let me tell you, you definitely want to have the cooled seat. I really like the fact that you still have the classic gauge cluster in the middle with the tack. I like the fact that you have a little bit of technology on both sides. Yeah, people say you can't see some of this stuff. No, that's not true. You just have to move a little bit, a half an inch here or there, and you can see it just fine. Yeah, you can say that you have all the obtrusive technology that you have to lane keep and all that stuff, but in the end of the day, It's not bothered me once in this car, you know. I mean, I would definitely recommend you get this.
Yes.
You got to get the front lift. And this thing has Apple CarPlay, right?
It has Apple CarPlay, which
yeah,
is just great.
Built in.
Great entertainment system with that.
Yeah, I mean, again, guys, there's nothing that's, I mean, yeah, the only thing that I think you can say that's negative is just the price. But you pay for what you get. And when you drive this car, it feels like a car that costs this much. You know, it really does. And it drives and it has the performance of a car that is in that category now with that 470 horsepower engine. It really does. And this one is the last generation without having any type of hybrid or battery technology. And who really knows after many years, you know, how much that's going to require servicing and maintenance and battery changes. And, you know, now you absolutely have to go to Porsche to get it serviced, because I doubt a lot of the third-party guys can deal with that new hybrid system. So this is really the last analog 911 that you could have bought.
Yep.
Right? The last manual, the last naturally aspirated car.
That is correct, and I bought it on the last possible day.
The last day.
Right before the Tuesday announcement.
Yeah. So I think that in itself might add some rarity and collectability to this particular car. Yeah. Just so easy and effortless to drive and enjoy. We're going to take it on the highway here just so you guys can get a little kind of feeling of what it's like to go 75, 80 miles an hour and hear it. But, you know, I tell you, if you have the top down on a beautiful day, that's the way to do it. Obviously, with the review, we can't ever get wind, noise, and all that to be right, but that's the way to enjoy this car. All right, coming on to 840 here. Now, I want to demonstrate just a little bit about how easy it is to get up to speed in this car. So you're coming onto the highway. And there you go. I mean, you're already excessively speeding. I mean, it's that fast, guys. So don't think you have to have the Turbo S. I mean, don't get me wrong, for bragging rights, I get it. But this car is plenty spicy. More than plenty spicy. I mean, you want to pass somebody? Half a second. Let the turbo spool, gone. And what's neat too about this particular 7-speed transmission is you can go into 7th gear. Well, let's see if I can find 7. All right, so 7 is up to the right. Yeah?
Up and to the right.
I've actually never done
it is.
7th gear in this
That's
car.
it.
Wow. Okay. Wow. Look at this, guys. You're doing 2,000 RPMs at 77 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Well, there's your fuel economy.
That's correct. Yeah, that's 7 gears overdrive.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah.
All right, here's full throttle. I'm going to go to 70. Wow, it's tuned so well, too. Like, you can take your foot off and it coasts pretty good. All right, so here's full throttle in 7th. Yeah. It's still got a little bit of punch. I mean, that's unbelievable. I mean, it takes a good 3-4 seconds, but you don't actually have to downshift if you need to, get ahead of somebody in overdrive. Just amazing technology. I always wondered why they put the 7-speed in, but now I get it. It's nice to have.
Yes.
I mean, you can take a nice long rally or road trip in this thing, get pretty darn good fuel economy, and listen to how quiet it is in here. You have very little wind noise, very little road noise. Even going over this bump.
Yeah.
Comfortable.
Yeah.
You can turn off the sports suspension, soak it right up. I mean, you do hear a little bit of road noise through the sport tires. If I had to be negative, but not so much. I mean, this is still a sports car, so I can't be too negative. I mean, at the end of the day, you have very capable tires on it. Yeah, just wonderful, guys. No negatives on the highway. You got great cruise control too, yeah? So put this on, set your cruise. There you go.
Yep.
Does this have Distronic or like an adaptive lane?
It does. It does not. I did not get the adaptive lane option.
Okay. Yeah. Look at that. 1800, 1900 RPMs, doing 73 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Easy. Easy car. Man, these are some bad bumps on 840, and I'm not being rattled.
Yeah.
My back's not hurting. Smooth. Very cool. Yeah, I mean, I just, from the driving, there's just no negatives, guys. Just, if you can afford it, big thumbs up.
Yep.
What can I say? Great sports car, great daily driver, great highway cruiser. Yeah. I would not be disappointed in this thing on a beautiful sunny day, you know? Especially with the top down. That very cool Targa top.
Absolutely love this. I regard this as my dream car, and it's definitely delivered.
Well, if this ain't a dream car, I don't know what is.
Kudos to my wife for letting me buy it.
Oh, shout out to the wife. All right. Sounds good, man. Very good.